Hi, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, a place where you can learn about body language, non-verbal communication, and everything in between. What we're doing today is talking about individuals whom tap their fingers. Tap their fingers on their leg, tap their fingers on the table, on the wall, on the ceiling, wherever, alright? And a few things that, may vary alongside the tapping of the fingers, how this may come out in other means. If you like what you hear, click like, click subscribe. If anything comes to mind, leave a comment. Peace and love. Let's get on to it. Right, so to start off, last few videos, the audio quality hasn't been fantastic as I misplaced my microphone. Hopefully, it's picking it up. Fingers crossed. I won't know until the video gets uploaded, to be fair with you. So, what we're talking about today is the tapping of the fingers, alright? You may do it. People may do it around you. You may have seen it as you have gone through life. I'd be very surprised if you didn't, to be fair. So, this can be varied with the tapping of the foot, potentially. You can tap a pencil, alright. You could tap your fingers onto the lips or the mouth area, or, just any sort of drumming with the fingers. You can do it rhythmically as well if you're that way inclined. I know I do that. I love to play beats with my fingers, right? Now, this shows a desire to release extra energy, alright? So it's a pent-up energy that needs to be released through one way or another, because you can't hold it in. It needs to secrete through the body in some way or another, alright? Call it nervous energy, call it anxious energy, or just call it general pent-up energy, that you're full of energy, so it needs to come out one way or another, right? So it's a repetitive action, so we can take that into consideration as a means of priming the brain into making a decision of sorts, alright? Because this isn't one for another video, but as far as repetition goes and consistency, we can air into a hypnotic zone, like create a trance of sorts, as to where the repetition and the reoccurring signal sort of creates a space for the brain to think, rather so than the unpredictable consistency, or lack of consistency, should I say, what happens in the outside world. That consistent sort of external stimuli allows you to enter within the brain to think more clearly, purely as what's going on outside is already understood. Alright, so it's, a release of nervous and pent-up energy, okay? So I tend to always relate this to the classroom, because I always find during tests and when it comes to kids at a table and stuff, especially teenagers who are just bursting with energy, you will see these behaviours quite regular. Or if you remember back to those days, you will, hopefully be able to put two and two together and associate it with these times. Tapping the pencil on the table, or tapping a beat on the table when they're just waiting to go to the next lesson, or waiting for the clock to tick down so they can leave, or, tapping on the table as they think the answer on a test or something or other, okay? Perhaps lunch break is coming and they just cannot wait to get out and get some food and, speak and gossip with their friends and so forth. So they're bursting with energy. Now, they can't sing and dance and jump and push tables over, alright? Which potentially might be the case. They want to, how they want to express themselves. But what they can do is they can use their fingers, potentially outside of their conscious mind, alright? More than likely it starts outside of their conscious mind. It starts beating away. Alright, as I said, it's not purely the tapping of the fingers. We're just sort of concentrating on this particular zone. It can also come through the feet, and to be fair, when it comes to the feet, that's more so outside of the conscious zone, so it may actually be more prevalent within foot movement. Alright, but anyway, without further ado, I'm going to leave, because that was a little talk, a little overview on the tapping of the fingers, just to re-clarify if you had to take something back. If you do see this behaviour, this individual may be excited or nervous through one means or another, and it's up to you to assess and read the environment or what could be going on in that person's head, okay? It might not be from a current situation, but more so of what's going to happen or what has happened, alright? Click like, click subscribe, leave a comment. Farewell.